and my daughter cries for him every night. My 5-year-old. We just really miss him.
And so
I just didn't want him to treat me like that again. He pushed me, and I tripped with my daughter's bed, which was behind me, and that's when I hit the wall.
And so
And are you Rodrigo Cruz?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're here. The defense has filed a motion to alter and amend pretrial release conditions. State, have you had a chance to review the defense's motion?
I have, Your Honor.
And State, are you ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
All right. Is there an agreement?
There is not. The state would be willing to agree to supervised visitation with the child in this case and no harmful or injurious contact with his wife, Gracia Cruz, who he has a case against in, I believe, County Court 13. But my understanding is that defense wants the defendant to reside back in the home with his wife and the child, in this case, Joel Torres. And given the nature of this offense and the primacy of it, that's not something the state is comfortable agreeing to at this point in time.
All right, defense.
So, Your Honor, I have two witnesses here. I have Miss Gracia Cruz as well as Joel Torres, the son that's the complainant on this case that's assigned to this court.
Okay.
So I'd like to first call Gracia Cruz.
All right, Ms. Cruz. And sir, you can step over to the side, please.
Where would you like the witness, Your Honor? The witness chair? Right here? Okay.
Could you raise your right hand for me, please? You solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if you could lower your hand, state your name for the record and spell it, please.
Gracia, Grecia, Cruz, Cruz.
All right, defense.
Miss Cruz, how do you know Rodrigo Cruz?
I'm sorry?
How do you know Rodrigo Cruz?
He's my husband.
How long have y'all been together?
Going on close to 10 years.
Okay. And do y'all have children together?
Yes.
How many?
We have 2 daughters, 5 and 6-year-old.
And then during the time of your marriage, has he also been helping you raise Joel Torres?
Yes, he has.
And how old is Joel?
He's 13.
And when is his birthday?
August 6th,
Okay.
2008 is his date of birth.
And then describe your family life. Do y'all live together in the same home normally?
Yes, he's been with me and Joel since March 2012. He's been a dad to him. He's always lived with us.
And then describe some of the relationships in the family. So on a daily basis, does anyone get up and go to work?
He goes to work first. He gets up first, and then I do. I take the girls with me to school. Joel rides the bus to school.
And when you say you take the girls with you, where do you work?
I'm a teacher at an elementary school, and they go to school where I work.
Okay. And then towards the end of the day, how do you all reconvene? What is everybody's role in the family?
I drive the girls home, except on days that he's off, and he helps me pick up the girls because I'm a master teacher, so I have to do hours of tutoring after school. And Joel rides the bus back home. Sometimes he's already getting dinner started if I'm running late. We just go home, we have dinner.
Okay. So before the day of this offense that we're here for, that he is accused of punching Joel, had there been any kind of history of violence in the family?
No.
So this was the first time something happened?
Yes.
The police report indicates that it was a matter of discipline. What's the normal discipline in your family?
Usually, if Joel is failing a class, refusing to do work in school, teachers tell me that he's on his phone, or he refuses to do something, we usually remove his electronics. He has a Switch, he has an Xbox. He has limits on the Xbox, so he's not allowed to play, things like that. We take away his phone.
And then on this particular day, what was it that he was asked to do?
So Joel was up late, and we were trying to get him to bed, but he also had asked him to bring his sister Rosabelle, the 5-year-old, from downstairs because she was asleep downstairs, and that's what led to what happened with Joel.
Okay. And did you see what happened?
I did not.
Okay,
I just heard him in the restroom telling him to go get her as I was coming up the stairs already carrying her. He
okay.
did not know I was already carrying her upstairs.
So one of the conditions of the bond that was assessed by the magistrate is that Rodrigo not be allowed to have any contact with the family, with you and with Joelle and with your home specifically. Are you asking Judge Boyd to lift that restriction?
Yes.
And why do you need that restriction lifted, or why would you ask her to consider that? It's the prosecution's concerned because it's only been about 30 days. Why do you think it would be safe for you and for the children if you were to come back home?
I don't think that he would be violent towards us. He's never done this before. And my daughter cries for him every night, my 5-year-old. We just really miss him.
And so when he was forced to move out of the house because of the bond condition, you had somebody come to help you. Who was that?
My mom,
And where does she normally live?
she lives in Edinburgh, Texas, which is a little less than 4 hours away.
And she's been with you for about a month now.
Yes.
And then also, we know that there's a statute, the Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 1741C, which says the magistrate could require supervised visitation for up to a 90-day period after an offense. Is your mom available to stay that 90 days, which would be right about the time of Joelle's birthday in August?
Yes.
Okay, so if the judge were to allow Rodrigo to come home, there would be a disinterested party that could supervise the conduct in the home.
Yes.
When you called law enforcement, Gracia, what did you expect to happen? What was your goal in calling law enforcement that night?
I just didn't want him to treat me like that again. He pushed me and I tripped with my daughter's bed, which was behind me. And that's when I hit the wall.
And so what did you think that was going to happen when the police arrived?
I just wanted a police report. I never expected for him to get arrested. That was never my intention.
My last question is, as a result of his arrest and you having to move out of the home, has it been a financial burden on your family?
It has. It's been costing us more than our mortgage. It's just been very difficult and we're running out of, I don't know how we're gonna afford to be able to continue from staying somewhere else. We don't have anyone in San Antonio, no one.
So if the judge were to lift the no contact order and allow Rodrigo to come home, she could maybe make it a no harmful contact order where he could not put his hands on anybody. Do you feel that you and the children will be safe if she chose that route?
I do.
I pass the witness, Judge.
All right, say.
Good morning. Just a few questions. Do you remember testifying yesterday in County Court 13?
Yes.
And you've also spoken with people in your office before, is that correct?
Yes.
And do you remember stating that you believed Rodrigo has an alcohol problem?
Yes.
Okay. And that he needs treatment for his alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
How does his behavior change when he's drinking?
It doesn't always change, but we do tend to get into arguments, and usually it's 99.9% of the time, he just walks away and he tries to go to bed after an argument.
But he becomes more argumentative when he's drinking?
It's not every time. I mean, it's maybe 1 out of 10 times.
Is that when you see his temper come out when he's drinking?
Yes.
And his behavior changes with you during that time?
Yes.
And his behavior also changes with the kids during that time
Mm,
when he's drinking?
the kids are usually asleep.
And this night, I know you said you didn't think the case would go this far, but after he assaulted you and your son, you felt strongly enough that it was important to involve law enforcement in this situation. Is that correct?
Only to the point that I wanted there to be a record. That's what he said.
And why did you think it was important to get that record?
So that he wouldn't do it again.
So you were fearful that he could potentially do this again to you and your son.
I'm not anymore now that all of this has happened.
And you stated that he's not Joelle's biological father.
Correct.
Does he treat Joelle different than he treats your girls?
No. Joel has been a son to him. He's always treated Joel as a son ever since he came into our lives, without me having to ask him. He just wanted to call Joel his own and buys him stuff, takes him to doctor's appointments. He's never treated him differently.
Do you remember telling the Bexar County Sheriff's Office deputies that night that Rodrigo had struck Joelle by punching him twice?
I didn't see it happen. I believe that was Joel who told him that.
Okay. How did you know that he'd done that to Joelle?
Well, I heard them arguing upstairs, and I just heard ow.
So you heard him in pain.
It was just an ow.
And then what did he do to you after that?
After that, I was arguing with him, and he was trying to ignore me, just walking away to bed. And I shoved him when he was in bed, and that's when he got up and pushed me. I guess kind of as a no defense. I don't know.
And when he pushed you, what did you strike? Like, what part of you got hurt?
He just pushed me like here on my shoulder.
Do you remember telling the deputies that you struck your head when he pushed you, causing you pain?
Yes.
And then what did he do to your fingers?
He bent my hand back.
And do you remember stating that you thought it was okay for him to hit your son?
I stated that it was, I don't know how he hit him, but I stated that it's a disciplinary wise, I didn't see it as a problem because he was refusing to do what he asked.
As this happened before, when you were in the home with your kids, how can you ensure that this is something that the defendant wouldn't do again, since he's already done it once?
He's never done it before prior to this time. And I just don't think that after everything that's happened, what it's causing our family, I'm sure what he's been through in jail, I don't think that he would give.
And you guys live in, where do you live?
My address?
Or just, generally, do you live in San Antonio?
We live in San Antonio.
And Rodrigo, does he work here too?
Yes.
Do you guys have any family here?
No.
Do you have any friends here?
Coworkers.
Does he have friends here?
Coworkers. I mean, we don't really hang out with anyone, things like that. We both work a lot and we take the kids out, places, but we don't really socialize with people.
Have you guys spoken with any friends or coworkers about the possibility of him residing with them?
No, I don't think we know anyone close enough to ask them for that.
No other questions?
No redirect.
All right, thank you. I'll call your next witness. You can have a seat. Yes. All right, is there a reason that he needs to be called?
I'm sorry?
I mean, is there a reason that he needs to be called? He is.
Well, I
Okay.
wanted him to talk about how he's not fearful of his dad coming
All right,
back.
if you want to make a proffer that he's not fearful, are you
Okay.
okay with the proffer?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so Your Honor, as an officer of the court, I, Daphne Previty, have spoken with the complainant on this case, Joel Torres, and he's told me that he and his dad are very close, that he's not afraid of the dad coming home, that when the dad disciplines him, normally he takes away his electronics. This was the first time that his dad has ever struck him other than a spanking on the bottom when he was a small child. And he has no fears or reservations about his dad coming
All
back
right,
into the home.
you can take a seat.
Okay.
All right, and state, I'm assuming
Judge, I don't have any witnesses. I was just gonna offer the police report and registration documents from that night.
No objection.
Your Honor, for purposes of this hearing, we'd offer State's Exhibit 1, which is the complaint, the registration documents, and the police report from that evening.
Any objections?
No objection.
State's exhibit number 1 is admitted for purposes of this hearing. Just give me a moment. All right, after the court has reviewed State's exhibits number 1 and attachments, court will hear a brief argument. Defense, it's your motion.
Judge, on our motion, we have attached a copy of, as Exhibit 1, the current bond conditions, as well a letter from Judge Brown saying that she's giving jurisdiction to this court. She was the magistrate who made the initial assessment. And then third, an affidavit from Ms. Gracia Cruz saying that she'd like them to come back. And I have a proposed order. We really would like that Mr. Rodrigo Cruz be allowed to return to the home. It's been hard on their family that he's not been able to be there to help them with this. This was a big wake-up call for the family. They had no idea that anything like this could happen when Ms. Gracia made that police report. There's a lot of things that he does with the family every day, every evening to help. His work schedule allows that he's off on Wednesdays and that he can do all kinds of things with the kids and the family that day, as far as doctor's appointments and things like that. They both are employed full time. It's been a hardship that he is not allowed to have any contact with the family. As Ms. Gracia mentioned, the one daughter cries for him every night. And so we would ask that you lift the no contact order and either lift it completely or change it to a no harmful contact. And I put all those options on the order that I proposed attached to the motion. It's been a financial burden in the fact that he's staying at one of these hotels that's a weekly $400 a week. And so the $1,600 approximately a month has really depleted their savings. And they're concerned about future availability of being able to maintain the two homes and provide enough things, necessities for the children. We had a hearing in County Court 13 yesterday. Judge Speedley Gonzalez ordered that he could go to the house every day for 3 hours to help with the children in the evening. And she ordered them to take a parenting class and said that they could take the parenting class together to see each other there. But really, the family needs him to be back in the home to help with everything, but also to avoid that additional cost of him having extra home. The mother-in-law to Mr. Cruz, the mother of Gracia, is available to stay for the up to 90-day period as provided in Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 1741, subsection C, that would require supervised visitation of Joel for a period of up to 90 days since he's a child under 18 years of age.
Is Child Protective Services involved?
They sort of are. They came to do an initial report, but then that officer or caseworker investigator's phone has been turned off and is no longer a working number. So we haven't been assigned a new person. I know that Ms. Hayden has tried to get those records today, but I don't think she's gotten anything just yet.
I haven't, Judge, and I asked Marina to request them and put a rush on them, so hopefully we'll be able to get them soon. They did open a CPS case. As far as I know, there's not any sort of removal proceeding with our office, but as far as the status of the investigation, I don't have that information at this point.
Okay, all right, motion is denied. Come back to me once there's information from CPS.
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Yes.